Okay, we're going to be doing the curve of interpenetration of this round cylinder going into this square prism over here. You'll see that I've numbered this thing. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, number 1 links up with that top over there. Number 7 links up with the bottom over there. Obviously 4 and 10. And I have labeled all of those points along that surface over there. Right, what I need you to do over here is to be able to drop that down onto this circle over here that they've already printed for you. Most of the time they don't, so you would have had to have drawn an auxiliary view out here. When you're numbering the auxiliary view, number 1 will start over there, going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, going around in a clockwise direction. Right, once I've got that, transfer those numbers across here. You'll see number 1 is at the top there, number 7 at the bottom there. Number 10 over here is going to be furthest away. There is number 10, furthest away from the XY axis, if I had an XY axis in over there. Number 4 is closest to the XY axis over here. There is number 4 over there. Number these points going around over here, and then transfer those numbers in onto this surface. You can see these lines coming out from that auxiliary circle that I've got there, and you'll see that I've labeled all of those points going along that surface over there as well. Once I've got that, I can then transfer those numbers going up over here. You'll see number 1 is at that point, label it over there, number 7 at that point over there, and you can see how that would link up with a line coming from 1 and 7 over here. Okay, number 2 and number 12, they are situated over here. I'm going to take a line coming up from number 2 and number 12, and I'm going to link number 2 and number 12 over there. Label that as number 2 and number 12. Okay, number 6 and number 8, that is on the same line as well. Look for number 6 and number 8. There is that point for number 6 and number 8 at that point over there. Take another line up over here from number 5 and number 3. There is number 3 over there. Okay, and number 11. Number 3 and number 11. There's number 11 and number 3 linking up with number 3 and number 11 over there. On that same line, I'm going to have number 5 and number 9. There's number 5 and number 9 coming across, and I've got number 5 and number 9 over there. These numbers, they might not seem important, but at the end of the day, you're going to regret not having them if you don't have them there. I'm going to take a line coming up from number 10 and number 4, and I can find point number 10 and number 4 over there as well. Right, once I've got that in place, I then can draw in, just in dots over here, just draw it in, nice little curve coming around, linking up all of those points, going all the way up there. Okay, if I look at it, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all going to be in hidden detail, but I also have this number 1 and number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 going back to 1. That would be covering over that, so I wouldn't be able to see any hidden detail on this, but I know that those points are there. Right, I've got that. I can then draw in that curve of interpenetration going through those points over there. Right, there's my curve of interpenetration. Once I've done that, I'm going to start out and I'm going to do the branch pipe of this thing. I'm going to start out by drawing a line, just a construction line coming across over here, and I'm going to draw a line, another construction line going over there. My branch pipe is circular, so I need to do a calculation over here. Circumference is equal to pi multiplied by diameter. I've got pi multiplied by 40, my diameter is 40, and I ended up with an answer of 125.7 millimeters. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure off that 125,7, and I'm going to mark that off over there. Okay, 125,7. You could round that off, or you could just make it slightly shorter. Doesn't really matter. And I can draw in that line going across to that mark over there. Once I've got that, I'm going to take my other pair of compasses and I'm going to set them to about 10 millimeters or thereabouts, 10, 12 millimeters, and mark off 12 intersections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I haven't got enough line here, and last one, 12. Right, once I've got that in place, I can then take my two set squares, link them together, and I will then be able to draw in a line going from there to the end of the line, and I slide it back. You don't need to draw all these lines, just make the marks going over that line to get those equal spaces going across over here. There we go. There's 12 equal spaces. I'm going to draw some construction lines going up from those lines. There, just draw those lines going up. Construction lines, light lines. I'm drawing them in colored pencil just because it's easier for you to see them. Okay, once I've got those in place, I'm going to number them. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, going back to 1. Okay, I then need to find the true length distances for that branch pipe, and you can see these distances over here. They are point views of the line, okay, point view in over there, therefore these distances are true length. So I've got a true length of 1 over there, I bring it down over here, I mark it off, and I go to the other side and I mark it off over there. There is point 1, and I could draw those two little lines in straight away, because I get marks for that. Right, I then need to find the distance of 2 and 12. There's the distance of 2 and 12. Come across here, mark off 2 and mark off 12 over there. Distance of 3 and 11. There is 3 and 11. Okay, having the numbers over here is going to help you to work a little bit more quickly. 4 and 10. There is 4 and 10 over here. 5 and 9, there's 5 and 9, 6 and 8, there's 6 and 8, and finally length number 7. There is length number 7. Okay, so I've got all of these marks over here. There they are, going around like that. And I can then just draw a little dotted line going, just linking those things up, and you should be able to get something that looks like a bum. All right, there we go. There we go, and that is the curve of interpenetration drawn onto the development. The last thing that I need to do is to do the development of this main pipe over here. I'm going to take a line coming out from the base of the main pipe. Note these lengths over here are going to be true length distances. And from the top over there, And the next thing that I'm going to say is, well, I've got this line length of 35 of that square. I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to say 35 multiplied by 4 because there are 4 sides, which means that I've got a length of 140. Measure off 140 and mark that off on this line over here. Let me just do that over there. Okay. I'm going to draw in that line, 140 millimeters long. Okay, that calculation is quite important. What I used to say was just take these measurements off over here. Those are true length distances, and I just mark them 4 times. What happens is that you don't get the correct length. So I'd rather you take that length of line, draw a construction line coming out from the end, mark it off 4 equal spaces on there, just using your pair of compasses. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal spaces on there. Take your 2 set squares, using them together, you can then get those marks more accurately. There's that line coming from the end there, slide it along, get that point over there, slide along, get that point over there, slide along, and get that point over there. Those spaces would be a little bit more accurate and you'll get more marks for it. So after I've done that, I'm going to take some lines coming out from those points over there. Just going to use construction lines to start with, and we can then have a look at what needs to be done in dark and what needs to be done in light. Right, so I'm going to start out and I'm going to say there is A, B, C, and D. Labeling this, there is A, there is B, C, D, and going back to A. Now you'll see that A is where that curve of interpenetration is going to occur. So I'm going to have my cut out there and my cut out there on the edge. Okay, what I need to do now is to try and figure out the heights of all these cuts. You can see number 1 and number 7, they are cutting on that line A. There is line A over there. So I can take those 2 points across and mark that off. That would be 0.7 over there. And I'd have a 0.7 down at the bottom over there as well. Take point number 1 from where it intersects there. There is 0.1. And on the other side, I have 0.1 as well. Right, let's go and find 2 and 12. I'm going to take a line coming from 0.2 and 0.12 coming across over here. Okay. And what I need to do is to try and figure out the distance that I need to move to 0.2. Here, to 0.2, it is between A and D. So there is 0.2 over there. That true length distance from point A to where 0.2 is. I come over here, there is AD over there. I'm going to mark that off at the base over there and draw a line going up to find 0.2 up at the top there. And I'll mark that as 0.2. Same story, 0.12. There is 0.12 over there, true length distance. I can now take that between A and B. There is A and B over here. Mark that off on the base, draw a line coming up, and I can take this mark over here to be 0.12. There is 0.12. Right, same story with 3 and 11. Take a line coming out from 3 and 11. Find 0.3 over here. There is 0.3 over there. Take that measurement, place it between A and D over there. Mark that off. Draw a line coming up. And it intersects with that point over there, which we can mark as 0.3. 11. Here is distance to 11. Take it between A and B. There's A and B. Mark it off at the base. Take that line up. And I can mark that point off as 0.11. 10 and 4. Take a line coming across from 10 and 4. Find that distance between number 4. There is 4, that distance over there. Take it across between A and D. Mark it off over there. take a line going up over here, and there is your 0.4 over there. Right, 10, there's the distance to 10. Take that between A and B. There is 0.10 on the base coming up, and mark that off as 0.10 over there. 5 and 9, take a line coming across. Find the distance between 5. Okay, you should find that it is exactly the same as 3 over here. All right, so 3 and 5, that's going to link up over there. And the same story is going to happen for the distance between 9. Okay, so 9, there's my distance 9. If I come over here, you'll see it in line with number 11 over there. Okay, number 6 and 8. There is 6 and 8 coming across over here. Right, 6 and 8 should be in line with 2 and 12. So I can, there's my 12, come down over there. There's my number 6 over there. There's 6. No, that's 8, sorry. 8. There's 8 over there. And number 6 will be over here. That I forgot to label as 5. And I have got number 9 over here. So I've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over there. Once I've done that, I can just link these points up with a little dotted line, which I will then go over in dark. There we go. Just do the little dotted line coming down to 0.6, coming around like that, going up over there, and getting that point in there. Once I've done that, I can then join these dots up with a nice curve, which is going to come around like that, going up to the top over there. Same story over here. Let's draw that in nice and neatly. And once you finish that, finish it off by drawing a line at the top over here, and draw in lines that are going to go from there to there, from there to there. Go and draw that line in, that line in, that line then over there, that there, and that there. And then you can say, I'm not going to write the whole thing out, but just to give you the impression, development, I'm just going to go DEV. You need to write out the whole thing. Development of main pipe. Happy with that? And then you come down over here, and you need to do the same story over here. Development, DEV, development of branch pipe. And there you go. That would get you all of the marks that you need.